balmy shores of sunny Florida to the cold winds of Chicago and everywhere in between. You're watching the Red Wemette Show, live, coast to coast. And now, Chicago's talk of the town, Mr. Red Wemette.
Too much, too fast. I am Red Wemette. Today is September 3rd, 2025. And this guy over here, that's Adam Flowers.
What's happening? Good to see you, Red. We still talking St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
Yes, we are.
All right.
How you doing, Christina? Thank you for being our wrench. I see forever. Yeah, it's only a couple minutes. Rob, they're all laughing. That's good.
Been a long time. Good, everybody's here. Excellent. Welcome in, guys. At least 30 of you made it over. That's half the crowd that was at the on the channel. Hit the like button. Make sure you guys don't forget to do that. So
I think we're going to talk about Highball, aren't we?
we're going to talk about Highball.
Highball was a 4-year-old German Shepherd, and he belonged to what's the mechanic's name again?
John May.
John May. He belonged to John May, and he brought him to work with him. And Highball used to stay there while he worked on cars and trucks, mostly trucks. But when he was killed, John May was killed. All those people lined up against the wall. It was like a police raid. They said, "Hands on the wall," and they put their hands on the wall. Very similar as to when what's the guy? Sam Giancana's man was killed at Rosie's Grill. Richard Kane. When Richard Kane was killed at Rosie, hands on the wall. Everybody put their hands on the wall. Very similar. So the dog didn't put his hands on the wall. As a matter of fact, I'm quite sure with all the noise that was made that he got down underneath a vehicle and hid. And while these people were cut down in the early years of their life, Highball just kind of waited till it was all over and came over and licked his master. And he was crying because his master was dead. The neighbors heard him howling and crying and called the police. Said something's wrong. Now, you used to have trucks that could backfire. Adam's on his channel. He just showed us location, a live shooting location. And this is the first time I ever saw the street behind there. But the street behind it would have to be Wells Street because there was Clark and Wells. So on Wells, there was apartments all the way along there. Take a look at him. Check me out. They ran parallel.
Okay. I'm just looking it up. I mean, I'll pull up a view of it if you want me to.
Go ahead, please.
So that we,
you can actually play that story if you want. You did on your channel.
I can do that. I can put it up again. Sure.
And who is it again? Art Kelly?
That's Art Kelly.
A friend of ours from out in California.
That's right. 2122 Clark Street, North Clark. I don't know why he says North Clark Street.
It is North Clark. There's a South Clark too.
Oh, then that's why it says North Clark Street. Fucking good reason. All right. If there's a South, there must be a North.
That's what they said in the Civil War. If there's a South, there has to be a North.
Poor ears dogs were probably ringing for a month, Highball. You know, I mean, dogs' ears are sensitive, and to be in that little garage with that bang going off like that, oh, it's a lot of noise, man, a lot of noise.
I'm sure none of you have actually heard a Thompson machine gun or submachine gun, but the 45 caliber they're loud, and they call them choppers because they pulled on an upward angle. I fired one. It was up and to the left, up and to the left, up and to the left, and you had to pull it down because it chopped. Poor Highball, he survived, but he must have been very upset about the owner, or about his owner, rather.
So here's the location, and the way we get there is we pulled in the alley right here. Comment on this. Get that off. Hold on. Okay. So Dickens Avenue. We came down Dickens and we drove in through behind these buildings, in between these buildings. We stopped right about here, and then we got out. We talked in this area where that little pins dropped, and I will play that video for you as well.
Aren't you on Dickens?
What's that?
You were on Dickens, and behind Dickens was another street.
Behind Dickens, down
If you
further?
go west. You go further west from Dickens.
West would be this direction.
There has to be a main street there.
Right here there is.
Mhm.
There's a north-south one in between these buildings.
I believe that's Wells Street.
It's what street?
Wells. Because I lived on Wells, and one big street over was Dickens. Or, excuse me, was Clark.
Let's jump in there and look. Sedgwick.
Okay, it wasn't, they didn't have Wells. Wells didn't go that far. Must have been
Okay.
just Dickens used to be, evidently it was right there on the north side. I don't know where Wells starts.
All right, you want to see the video of the place again?
Please, Adam.
Okay, I will play it again. There we go. Let me cue this up a bit. Here we go.
Yeah.
The stonemason.
I missed this.
Yeah.
Craftsmanship.
And then past that blue trash can on the right, there should be an opening for you, Joe.
Or
We're literally on the
Or-
grounds.
This is an old street here, huh?
Yeah, I mean, look
Yeah,
at
right?
cobblestone. And look at this is original.
this is where it was.
That wall was still here. That's the kind of wall. I mean, this was here.
This is
Yeah.
it here?
Yeah.
This is it.
Adam, we are now here, actually walking to the spot, probably the wall of the carriage house where they were executed. Was probably, it wasn't that deep of a building, but the building was situated right here. So let's say probably right here at this spot is the wall, the brick wall, where all 7 of Bugs Moran's men were lined up and actually killed. Now, how that transpired was Capone, of course, wanted these guys dead. You know, Moran was getting into his liquor business. You know, bootlegging was at its highest. He wanted this guy taken care of. So he had his men set up a meeting of illegal booze, and it was to take place and picked up here at this location, Adam. So he had 7 guys waiting here to take delivery of this alcohol. Well, Capone's guys who had set this up had a couple guys there waiting to make sure that Bugs Moran showed up that day. The last guy that they thought was Bugs Moran came down, you might want to pan down here, came down this street, walked through the garage door right here, and when they got word, whether it was walkie-talkie, however they communicated back then, said, hey, the big guy is in, a patrol car pulled up with guys dressed as police officers. Well, they busted in. The guys in there thought it was a regular cop raid. It happened all the time. Well, they lined up against the wall. There was actually a couple dogs in there too. Lined up against the wall. They thought it was a normal bust. The guys pulled out 45 caliber machine guns. One of the guys was actually Machine Gun Jack McGurn. Lined them up and opened up on him hundreds of times, where literally Some of their heads were blown off. They escaped, but guess what? They didn't get the guy they came for. Bugs Moran never showed up. He actually, when he saw the cop car, he was the last guy coming up the street, saw it, turned around and left. He escaped death. Well, at this time, Mr. Capone was back at his Miami beachfront property talking to a police chief, allegedly, on the phone, setting up some kind of fundraiser. Perfect alibi. Everybody died at the scene except one guy, I think his name was Gutenberg, wound up dying either there or on the way to the hospital. This is actually where it happened. I'm not sure if you want to take a look up here which actual window it was from, but it was one of these that were still here 100 years ago, where they were on the lookout for this. But this is the spot right here. Of course, it was taken down. The actual wall, when they took the wall down, it was sold to a Canadian bar owner by the last name of Petty, I believe, P-E-T-U-I, Petty. And he put it in his bar in Vancouver, British Columbia, in the bathroom, and put plexiglass over it above the urinals. And I'll be honest with you, I've actually done a number one on the wall. It was actually a big gimmick up there. The Mob Museum bought it from them, and it's now in Las Vegas at the world famous Las Vegas Mob Museum. But this is the spot, probably one of the most famous spots in all of Chicago for mob history. And there you have it. That was here when it happened. They don't make shit like that anymore.
I had fire escapes on my buildings just like that one. They were from 1897.
Yeah.
But Chicago's the only place I've ever really been to that had buildings that were there from the 1890s. It might be different now. It might be gone. But the architecture is distinctly different. If you see something for Chicago, it looks a whole lot different.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Stuff's old. I highlighted some comments here. Mr. Hoffman said, "Do you believe in the ghost stories surrounding the massacre site? People claim they've heard crying, moaning, and dogs get unnerved while walking by."
I don't believe in it.
No. Sounds like it'd be good for a ghost tour in Chicago, though. Thinking out loud. Go USA. Happy for the pup. Poor baby traumatized. Yeah, unfortunately, that's what they say, that the dog was so disturbed after the incident that they don't have official records of what happened to the dog, but rumors surrounding it are quite sad.
It was adopted. I don't think Highball was adopted by anybody.
Chevy 11. If we're talking about this era, what are some good movies you like? The recent Capone was not that good. That was the one with Tom Hardy. I didn't like that either. The Untouchables was great. Also liked Road to Perdition. Perdition.
The Untouchables was all fantasy.
What was?
The Untouchables was all fantasy. And the Road to Perdition was factual.
Right.
That was a factual movie. It really happened. So it's a real-time era.
Ulium Yawlis. I think that's it. Makes you wonder if real police were involved. How were they fooled into being put against the wall?
No, real police weren't involved.
So
they accounted. They did a roll call, and this was a major massacre back then. I mean, they called it a massacre for a reason. They didn't have massacres like we have today, or like we had in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s.
7 people being shot at the same time was a big deal back then.
Oh, yeah.
That was a huge deal.
Actually, before that, before this took place, when Capone was in Cicero, he was at the Town Hotel, and it was 10 vehicles that drove by, and they opened up on him with machine guns. And they did it again. That wasn't the only time. There were actually 2 or 3 attempts on his life. And that was a major factor in this happening because they were all Marines men.
Right.
So I'm not trying to put R. Kelly down because I really enjoyed his presentation. But there's one or two things he's a little bit off on. And that's one. It was done on vengeance. And it wasn't. Another thing was there wasn't a couple of dogs there. There was only one highball.
Right. And Gusenberg didn't die until he got to the hospital. He didn't die there or in transit. He died at the hospital. Which
was out in Elk Grove Village. And that's a long drive to go to the hospital back then.
Why do I keep thinking Evanston? It's Elk Grove Village.
That's because Moran, 20 minutes later after he found out about the shooting, he went to Evanston and checked into a hospital. Evanston was very far away from downtown Chicago.
Why did he check into a hospital?
There were people around. He was secure. You know, nobody was going to come in there and murder him in the hospital.
Okay. That's kind of a weird go-to, I guess, but
he was afraid. That's why. Dave M. This is a very good film if you want to watch it. It's old, but it's a very good film. It's a narrated film. It's narrated all the film.
St. Valentine's Day Massacre 1967 by Roger Corman. I've never watched it. I'll be honest. It came out 10 years before I was born. I haven't seen it.
It was a good movie. Very good movie. It's a documentary. They talk all the way through it. While people are talking to each other, they stop and this guy keeps talking while everything keeps going on. I saw it many, many years ago.
You say it was pretty good, huh?
I like it. Yeah.
I'll look it up right now. See where I can see it. There's the trailer for it. Docudrama, gangster, true crime.
Yeah, it was documented. The guy talks in the background for the whole thing.
It's a 6.6. I can buy it on Amazon Prime for $4. I guess that's what I'll have to do. Rent it on Prime.
It's a very good movie.
Okay. It's informative and accurate. Big Mo said you can watch it on YouTube.
Probably can.
Probably. I mean, sometimes when things get so old that they become public domain.
I felt bad for Highball when I watched the movie, and I felt bad for Highball when I were talking about this. No, he was an animal. He was a pet. And not only that, he didn't bite anybody or attack anybody. He just sat there and witnessed it. And he witnessed his owner dying, not to mention other people. Sad thing.
Sad, huh? Yeah, the whole thing's on YouTube. Hour and 38 minutes. Cool.
It's a good movie.
I'm going to watch it. I'm going to see. What's it say it is here? 90.
Do you pay for it on YouTube?
Hour and 40 minutes. No, it's free.
Oh, that's got to be good. I'll watch it again. I haven't seen it maybe in 50 years.
Yeah, okay. Maybe later on tonight, man. I'll pop it on and watch it with you. Movie night. Who else wants to watch a movie? You can probably watch it on YouTube for nothing. Yeah, Mike, we can. That's cool. Jack Nicholson's in it and he's uncredited. Don't blink or you'll miss him. Okay, I'll be on the lookout for young Jack Nicholson.
I remember. Yeah, he was like, oh 20. Wow, he was like 20 years old at the time.
Yeah, yeah, that'll be fun. I had a shepherd too. Probably one of the most loyal animals around. I've got to say, I've been through 1, 2, 3, 4 now. We have 4. We've had 3 and a Doberman. 3 shepherds. We had a shepherd, another shepherd, a Belgian Malinois, and then a Doberman. So I got to say, the Belgian Malinois has got to be the highest most intense animal. I mean, he's just constantly, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Now I know why they make them police dogs. It's like they don't really want to stop. They just don't want to. They don't want to stop. I love them. I love the dog. Great.
Duke.
Yeah, Duke's laying down. He's relaxing.
Come here. Come on, big guy.
Yeah.
Look
There's Duke.
Look at the camera. Mm.
How old's Duke now?
Duke is 19 months.
19.
In 10 days, he'll be 19 months old.
Yeah. Another 5 months, man. And yeah.
Yeah, well, he's 2 years old. I mean, he's still a puppy as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, they don't get out of that puppy phase till after 2.
Well, didn't they say 10 years or 7 years for a dog's life? So the first 2 years, he's like a teenager now.
Yeah, he's a toddler and a teenager, yeah.
He's not a toddler anymore. He stopped chewing on things that belong to me, but he's doing good. I like him. You know, I think I'll keep you.
That's cool.
The Twilight Zone was always was awesome to watch.
If you want to catch actors before they made it big, yeah. There's so many actors in the Twilight Zone when they're young. I mean, so many. That's another fun show.
Here we go. I always get small dogs. I'm not a fan of picking up human-sized dumps. Oh, I don't pick up his dumps. He has 5 acres to go on, and it usually rains here, so it's all clean. If I showed you pictures of the backyard right now, he's clean. The backyard. It just is.
I wish now where we live, we can run the water as much as we want. There's no limitations. Most of Vegas, it's limited, so we can run the water all we want, and they have a huge yard, and we clean it up, but then also, you know, because the sprinklers are constantly on, you know, a couple of times at night and in the morning, anything residual is washed away. So. I don't mind it, but I gotta say, having 3 big dogs, that's a lot of poop to pick up, man.
Adam asked me, he said, don't you pick it up? And I said, no. He just finds a new spot every time. That's all.
Man, yeah. They're opening up a Portillo's nearby us in Georgia. We'll be eating Italian beef sandwiches soon. Oh, there you go, Red.
This is up in Georgia. He's out over on the ocean side. He's not over by Jacksonville, over in that area. Below it. But where's the Portillo's at? In Georgia. Savannah?
First location is in Kennesaw.
Where is that?
Kennesaw. Let me look it up.
Sounds like it's on the East Coast.
Kennesaw, Georgia. There it is, Red. It is. Boom. That's Kennesaw right here.
Where the
And
green dot?
Marietta?
Marietta, Georgia. Okay.
Just next to Marietta, Georgia.
Yeah, it's probably a suburb of Marietta.
It's north of Atlanta.
Yes.
Well, how far is Atlanta from you, man? That's like that's a long drive, isn't it?
300 miles from me.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
up in North Georgia.
It's a long drive to get a sandwich. I can tell you that.
I'd rather go to Orlando and get one over there.
Catch my ass driving that far for a sandwich, man.
That is
no way. That's Chicago to St. Louis. That's Chicago to St. Louis. That's a long drive, man. That's Vegas to LA.
Kenshaw has an ordinance that all residents must own a gun.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. Well, they can do that?
That's redneck country. Yeah, that's Georgia. That's redneck country up there.
Okay.
They're very different.
Did I tell you Barnyard's not around?
Who's Barnyard?
You don't remember Barnyard, our buddy from Kentucky with the twang?
No.
Talked to him on the phone several times. His name was Barnyard, his screen name. You don't remember Barnyard, huh? He was in prison with John Gotti or something, and he had some like tags off of his pants or something. You remember that?
No.
Oh, well, Barnyard passed away.
Wow.
Somebody commented on my channel about it, and I went, oh, no, it's terrible to hear. But yeah,
What's the crime rate up there? I don't think they have a heavy crime rate up there.
Yeah.
It's kind of like here. It's not really heavy.
Scott said it used to be redneck country, but now it's affluent country. LOL.
No, it's a redneck affluent country. There's affluent people up there. But I know where you're talking about now, Scott. And I have driven up there. And it's different. It's in the mountains. It's crazy up there.
Oh, well. Yeah, the crime rate's probably 0. But it's really low.
Look it up and see, Adam.
You want me to see what the crime rate is?
Yeah, I'm curious. It's definitely not like Chicago. They're not sending the National Guard there, I can guarantee you that.
Okay. So, all right. Kennesaw, Georgia has a low overall crime rate and is considered one of the safest cities in the state, with a lower violent crime rate than the national average and the Atlanta metro area. In terms of specific crimes per 100,000 residents, recent data shows violent crime at approximately 138.6, murder around 2.9, and
for 100,000 people. For 100,000 people.
For 100,000 people, it's around murders around 2.9, robberies are about 23.1, and property crime roughly 1,379, 1.3% for property crime. Let's see, what's the crime rate in Chicago? Per 100,000. AI mode. Here we go. Violent crime, 539.8 per 100,000. Holy cow. Property crime is about 3,472. So we're going from 1.3 to 3.4% for property crime. Murders, that doesn't say for the murder rate, about 17.5 per 100,000, man. Not 2, 17.5. Wow.
Scott H., there's no ghetto in Kenshaw.
But the murder rate in Birmingham, Alabama is 58.
And that's not far away.
To 100,000. Wow.
Now look up my town, Panama City Beach.
Oh, you want to know the crime rate there, huh?
I can tell you it's very small. If we have something happen here, it's like a national event.
Violent crime rate is Property crime is 34 per 1,000. Why isn't it per 100,000 like the other ones said?
There's a lot of smash and grab, from cars and knocking people down, taking their money, things like that.
Well,
the murder rate here is non-existent.
Let me see if they have. What's up, big guy? What you doing?
He's just saying hello.
Over there. You're a good boy. You're not. You're a good boy. Murder. Need to go outside? Yeah, give me a minute. I'm almost done. You got to lay down for 30 minutes. Okay. 15.46 per 100,000 is your murder rate.
In how long? How long of a period? Every year?
2018, yeah.
Oh, since 2018.
No. In 2018, it was 15.46 per 100,000. A
Wow.
100%
And that was
increase from 2017. 17, it was only 7.7 per 100,000. It went up to 15.
in 18. We had Hurricane Michael hit us. October 20th.
Okay.
That was crazy.
Murder rates went up because of a hurricane?
I don't know, but there was a lot of more people died.
Yeah. Scott H. The mayor of Chicago blames the crime in Chicago on the blue states. Crime in Chicago. You mean the red states? He says that's where all the guns come from. Indiana, and Tennessee, and Missouri. That's how they say it down there.
I really believe this, folks. I don't believe that guns kill people. People kill people. And the truth of the matter is, no matter what you do, people are going to obtain illegal guns. There'll be stolen firearms. They'll be obtained illegal and by criminals. And you can't get rid of all guns. It's never going to happen. So gun control is good. It depends on the area, the state. I mean, Florida has nothing. I mean, we don't have to register weapons. But in Illinois, you have to have an FOID card just to buy a gun, to purchase a gun. So it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
And Chicago is in Illinois. But it is what it is.
Yeah. So how do they enforce it? Everybody there has to have a gun in Kennesaw.
I know what they did in Southern Illinois at one town when Chicago banned guns. There was a town in Southern Illinois where it was a county, and they required everybody to own a gun. What they did was, if they couldn't own it, they provided it for them. The police did. But it was a small town. And it was a protest to what was being done in Illinois, the FOID cards and everything else.
Ah, I see.
But they also had zero crime. They didn't have any crime. Just didn't happen.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Here we go.
I know. I'm seeing the comments right now. Wow. We're supposed to talk about St. Valentine's Day Massacre, and now we're talking about Minneapolis shooting. I mean, how
But that's a good point. There were just as many people not killed but injured in that shooting as there were in the more than the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. So that's what we progressed to today.
Yeah.
Professional killers going out and calling it a massacre. And it really wasn't that many people. But for the time it was.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's
Tim Peroni, I disagree with you very often. I'm going to take issue with you this. Just because you're a single mom and you have children in the house, you don't have to own a gun, because there are some people that should never own a gun. Some people don't know how to handle a gun. And some people get themselves killed with guns. And then some people just hurt other people accidentally with guns. So a single mom doesn't qualify you just for being a single mom. You have to be an adult that is very responsible, and you should have to have lessons before you get a firearm. That's the way it should be. That's my belief. But being a single mom and having children does not qualify you to have a firearm. What if you have a mental health issue?
right.
I mean, there are all different kinds of things that you could go. Oh, you're talking about.
So I'm talking about Kennesaw, Georgia, Tim Peroni. If you're a single mom and you got 3 children in the house, do you have to own a gun if you live in Kennesaw?
I don't believe so.
How would they enforce that? That's what I just mean.
Well, the way like I said, I don't know how they do it in Georgia, but the way they enforced it in Illinois was they did it on the voters' registrations. Everybody that registered to vote, it's like driver's licenses. If you had a driver's license, they could check out that way.
Oh.
They had a name on your list. It's not a big town, so I think the population was very small.
Chevy 11, I was watching an interview of a couple of guys from the old Chicago rap group called Do or Die. According to them, a lot of the guns on the street are from stealing them from the freight trains. Really?
They don't even travel by freight train anymore. They lied to you because all firearms are done through air. They don't put them on a freight train because people can get on the train and steal them. But they're all marked firearms in red print, and they're put on airplanes. That's how they get transported.
When did that start? Just curious.
It was going on in 1968. And not
Really?
exclusively. In 68, it was both, any kind of freight, really. They could have come across with UPS at that time. But I remember I worked for Airlift International, and pistols that came in, rifles came in, shotguns that came in, they used to say right on them, firearms, big letters.
Chevy 11 says, I thought firearms and ammo had to be transported by ground.
Wrong.
Okay. So, Big Mo, they're being straw purchased, stolen from cars and from homes.
Big Mo's right.
Does he mean store purchased?
That means bought in a gun store or a pawn shop, any place that has an FFL license. But then again, this is where the girlfriend will go out and buy a firearm, and she'll give it maybe an AR-15, and she'll give it to her boyfriend.
Guns are delivered by FedEx and UPS.
Yes. On an individual basis, that's how they come.
What is it? Straw purchased is a good gun buying and selling to the idiot. Good gun buying and selling to the idiot. Oh, straw purchase. Gotcha. Yeah. So a good guy buys the guns and then sells them. Yeah, I saw a documentary or something about that where this guy was going into stores buying them and then selling them to people that can't buy them, and got in trouble for all of that. And I would imagine that
there are cartels that I'm aware of where they will pay you. They will pick out the weapon that they want. If they want a 357 Magnum, if they want a 45, whatever they want, and they'll pay you $1,500, $2,000 for that gun. But when you purchase it, it's in your name. So
yeah,
I don't want to be a straw man, never, ever.
Yeah.
Straw man is like me coming to you and say, Adam, would you go out and buy that firearm for me and ship it to me? And you go out and buy the gun and ship it to me. And you're the straw man by doing that.
Gotcha.
I'll never forget Fast and Furious, Mo.
Don't forget Fast and Furious. Straw purchases are a federal offense. You have to lie on the form. Yeah. Yeah, that's big time.
You don't have to lie on the form because you don't have to be non-qualified to make a straw purchase. There's nothing that says you got to lie, Scott.
Well, isn't it when you buy the gun, isn't there something on the form that you have to say is this for that you're purchasing it for yourself, right?
And you could be at that moment. You could decide 2 days later or 3 days later to sell it to somebody.
Right.
But that's illegal if you sell it to somebody that's a convicted felon.
Cartels give guns with their products. Got to protect their buyers and sellers in the U.S.
We're talking about drugs.
Now we're talking about drugs, yeah.
I like that people call drugs products now. It's their product.
Their product. It's their product. They're producing it, so the last time I checked, you can only buy long guns in a state you don't reside in.
That's not true.
Why would that be a thing?
Non-residents can buy in Florida. They just have to say where it says residency. They have to check the box that says no. Then you have to put down the state that you are a resident of. And if you violate that state's rights or that state's laws, then it's going to be stopped when they do a background check.
Gabby Rodriguez says they were stealing from the train back in 15 to 2022 on the south side of Chicago. They were stealing all kinds of shit from trains. That's been going on for a long time. They're not guns, though.
Yeah, I remember on the CA&I Railroad. I used to work for CA&I, and I think it was like 26th and Ashland. They had the railroad yards, and there was all kinds of refrigerators, appliances. They were getting pushed off the train, and there were people out there waiting for them. Just waiting for them. I think I wrote about that in my book.
Rick Charlton, if you confiscate all the guns, only the honest people will give up the guns. Pretty sure it happened in Germany in 1935. Ask any Jew living at that time.
Well, there aren't many left. But honestly, what they did in Poland was they registered at the post office. Every individual had to register a firearm. And so when the Nazis came in, they knew. All they did is go to the post office and they could tell which families had a gun in the house. And everybody was so honest, they did everything what they were supposed to.
Oh, God. Okay. Faye, in Cleveland.
Yeah.
The heartless felons took a bunch of firearms from a train. Look it up. It happened back in 07.
That was in 07, but they don't do it anymore.
Or in 10.
They didn't have TSA back then either.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. They had TSA back then. I agree with you, buddy.
Criminals aren't going to acquire firearms legally anyway. Gun laws, for the most part, only affect law-abiding gun buyers. Well, yeah, and that's the thing that, the argument comes in is to,
yeah, but you're saying they're not going to acquire them legally. That's like you're saying immigrants aren't going to come to this country illegally. If you come over and you don't cross the border and you don't ask for permission, you're illegal. You're already illegal.
So
it's against the law to come into this country without permission. Try doing it in Canada.
All right. So I'm not. But here's what it says. Past gun theft incidents from Chicago. Says in August of 15th, news reports raised questions after two incidents involving stolen gun shipments from a Norfolk Southern rail yard. During one theft in April of 15, over 100 firearms were stolen. May of 14, 13 rifles were stolen from a freight car near 63rd and State. In March of 17, a Chicago man pled guilty in connection with a 2015 theft of over 100 guns from a freight car. Authorities stated that some of the stolen handguns were later found during traffic stops and drug raids. So maybe they are still shipping them on trains.
If they are, they're not letting people know about it.
Well, I wouldn't think that it would.
That should be illegal because you're not supposed to transport them without them being secure. A secure firearm.
Yeah. Wouldn't you think so? I would think so. We have some more. You don't think
kind of messed up? It really bothers me that Chicago is what it is today because it used to be something very special. It's all gone. Everything's gone now. When I watch it on the news, I look at it and I see the homeless people. I see the immigrants. I see the mayor. I see the leaders just crazy. I mean,
TC says this summer in Chicago marks the lowest murder rate since 1935.
No, it doesn't.
According to whom? According to who?
TC. I don't agree with you because I know other days, or there are other places and times where there was less of a murder rate, and we could go back into the 80s and even into the 90s where there was less of a murder rate.
They're juicing the stats. I mean, I get it. Like in 1935, what was the population of Chicago?
Very small.
Yeah. I mean, today you have.
It wasn't a million people yet.
Yeah. Today you have, what, 8 million in the Chicagoland area? But how many in the cities?
It really decreased. In the city, I think it's down to 1.5 million. It used to be like 3.5 million. It's gone now. Your mom's
2.7.
Listen, the Chicago Labor Day weekend, the average of a shooting was every 90 minutes on the average.
That's nuts. I mean, that's I didn't hear what their sources were, TC. Channel 9 and 7, I guess, were reporting that this is the lowest rate. Channel 9 and 7 both reported it this morning. Call Channel 9 and 7.
That's what they're talking about when Trump calls them fake news, because it's not accurate. It's not accurate. And I don't agree with everything that Trump says. I don't believe in a lot of things. But I don't trust the news anymore.
Yeah. Mom, the Chicago Brickyard Company was in Dalton on 138th and Cottage Grove. Was on the way to St. Paul's School. That's where the bricks were the St. Valentine's Day Massacre came from, was the Brickyard?
They were manufactured there, yes. Chicago brick.
I remember that place. I remember driving by it a lot. Yeah, wow. Yeah, listen, this Labor Day weekend, on average, there was a shooting in the city every 90 minutes. I mean,
That's the way it is.
Don't understand why Pritzker would not want help fighting the violence in Chicago.
I do.
Why?
He wants to keep control himself. He's the governor. I'm the
Yeah.
boss. I'm the boss here. We don't believe in that commie guy, Trump. That's what he says.
There were 60 shootings in 72 hours.
That's correct.
And I think Chicago's given the false narrative so Trump won't send in feds. Rick Charlton said, could be. All right, WGN is owned by Nexstar, I believe. Their leanings are slight right. WGN?
No, they're not slight right.
I don't, it doesn't matter what channel, what they're owned by. They all fucking lean one, you know what I mean? They're all slanted. They don't just report the news. Walter Cronkite is done. That fucking's over with. That doesn't happen anymore.
Hiya, Joe. How you doing, guy?
What's going on, Joe? Nice to see you.
Hey, why don't you come on the show Monday? Joe?
Yeah, everybody's been enjoying your chats with Red. I have. Dalton has the Mopac Rail Yard, a major freight hub. Man, you don't have to tell me about trains in Dalton. That's where I went to school, and I had to sit and freaking stuck by trains, coming to school, going home, sitting there waiting. The train would go this way a mile, then that way a mile, then this way a mile, and that way a mile. Blocking the unbelievable.
Tell me about this, Adam.
Turnkey. Speaking of gun running, that was at the heart of the 2017 Vegas shooting. Was a patsy.
Was that the Mandolin Bay shooting in 17?
Yeah, that was October 117.
That guy had bump stocks and everything.
He did. I mean, no, this wasn't that guy.
Now that was a massacre.
Yeah, I was just thinking. 7 people was a lot of people 100 years ago, and now we're, now our biggest.
Yeah, it's really developed. Now we can kill 30, 40.
No, it was 58 in 17. 58. And before that, the record was set down by you at Pulse nightclub, and that was 40 something people. You remember that? Red?
No,
You
I
don't
don't.
remember Pulse nightclub in Florida?
no.
There was a gay nightclub in Florida.
Oh, I didn't know it by name. You're talking about the place in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard when it happened, but I didn't know it was, I didn't know the name of the place. And
Right.
I did look at it because the news said it was a gay nightclub. It turns out that it wasn't. It was LGBT friendly. It wasn't a gay nightclub, but the news said it was.
Well, what
There
year
were
was it?
homosexual people that used to go in there and pick up other people. It was very common. So it was kind of a mixed crowd.
Okay.
So it wasn't really a gay club.
Yeah.
Hey, Red, a jet crashed. What do you say here?
Look at this. He knows how to heartstring. He's so right. I love hearing that, man. I love you. Adam's right. Red wrote me a message the other day. He goes, "You're right." And he sent me a video about, because I said to him, I said, Red, I said, you know, they're doing to the kids. I said, these kids that they're going at age 7.
They're programmed, and then they're unhappy with.
And then when they get older, okay, after they've had their mutilation go on, they realize, well, you know, I think I'd like to use that thing down there, and I don't have it anymore. And then they get mad, and you get mad at it. They get mad at the teachers and the schools and shit for letting them do it and encouraging them to do that. And they go, fuck it, I'm gonna go fuck them up. They fucked me up.
Robert was one that did. Robert was one that did. He went
grooming domestic terrorists. You know, that's what it is. And then Red just saw a thing, you know, about that last one, and in the manifesto and journals, how upset that he was about the world and this and that. No, you know,
his father made a statement about his partner left him, and he was upset. There were a lot of things wrong with him.
The cigarette trick, you need a manager. That blew me away. Red told me to watch it. It's unbelievable. Thanks, Joe. That's, you know, in the magic world, there's guys that do the best this or the best that, or they're the best at this, card manipulation or this or that. When it comes to that particular thing, I happen to be the best. And I've had other magicians watch me. I mean, Siegfried and Roy, Lance Burton, you know, main guys been sitting there and gone, amazing, Jonathan, you're fucking good. So yeah, I kind of pride myself on that, but I haven't done it in a long time. The last time I performed, well, I did it this year in May, but before that, it was Ozzy Osbourne's birthday party or something. It was the last time I was really performing it. So. Anyway, thank you though. Appreciate that comment.
He doesn't appreciate it. He loves it.
That's awesome.
And I told him
magic's fun. It really is. It's a fun thing.
Okay, we got a small plane that crashed at Milwaukee Airport, which is an executive airport. I think we were talking about that on your channel with Frank Schweiss.
Yeah.
Traveling out there. Well, it's called Executive Airport. We had a plane crash there at 30 p.m.
Today?
5 hours ago.
Oh, geez. Tucker did an entire show on the Vegas shooting. It was a setup on that lone shooter narrative. I've seen stuff, and I've gone down that rabbit hole too about, you know, there were this and that, and there were helicopters that weren't, you know, and I don't know. It happened. So it was in my backyard. So I just kind of go with, especially on the crime tour, when I talk about it on the crime tour, it's like, I just go with what they said happened. And that's that guy took 30 something suitcases over 5 days up to his room. Guy had $250,000 worth of ammunition and guns. This isn't like he was up there with a couple of magazines and a couple of rifles. He had a lot of shit up there. And I believe it's possible for one person to do such a thing and accomplish that. So I don't know, but I've gone down the rabbit hole. There's all kinds of.
It's odd the staff noticed. The hotel staff did not notice.
No, the staff didn't notice it.
He had to haul that stuff in, man.
Scott H, did you have to practice the cigarette? Yeah, I did practice it. My God. I learned it when I was 17 or 18. And when I learned it, I mean, as a kid, but you know what kind of time I had on my hands back then? I mean, I practiced all day, every day for weeks, months, at least months before I even performed it for somebody, because it didn't look right. It didn't look right so you had to really, so.
I think it was 2016. I just happened to run across it. I saw Mob Vlog, and I just happened to run across the channel where Adam does it on YouTube. He's down on Fremont Street. And I really watched it. I mean, I really did. There was several different videos of it, but the one I got a kick out of most was kind of the same deal every time. He was on Fremont Street. He put a hat down, and he'd ask to borrow a cigarette from somebody. When after he get their cigarette, he'd do all kinds of things. It'd go up his nose, behind his ear, all different things. Out his ear, in the ear, and out of the ear, whatever. A lot of tricks. It floated all over the place, and he'd always wind up with it in his mouth. But guess what? Yeah, that's what he used to do. Right there. And he'd say, "Do you want your cigarette back?" They said, "No." I loved it.
That was fun. All right, Red, it's been a fun hour. I'm going to go say goodbye to my lovely wife before she leaves. And it was a lot of fun, though.
Thank you for coming by, Adam.
Man, my pleasure. Thanks for coming on my show today, too. And we'll see you guys next Wednesday.
It's Red Wemette and Adam Flowers out.
Have a great day. Have a blessed day. God bless everybody.
The combination of the videotapes and Wemette's testimony resulted in the conviction of 2 men on extortion charges. One of them was Frank Schweiz, known in syndicate circles as the German, a feared mob terrorist and a suspect in a number of gangland murders.
He was described to me by other outfit individuals as the most feared hitman. And as he said to me, "My reputation precedes me, son."